Birthday Hawa, birthday Hawa Shai, birthday Hawa, birthday Hawa Shai, call Halal Mahawa, Hainal Yahwa, Bashim Shai, Bishop Makakadash, and give a double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, Huwa. Peace and salutation to the election. Shemal Mouth and Sabapa from the Great Millstone Playing Tables Camp, Philadelphia. Come with another weed lesson. You have it here off of Fox 29, Philadelphia. Fair use. I am warning, I don't own any of this footage. This is for educational purposes, journalism purposes only. Department of Justice criminally charges the school district of Philadelphia. And I believe the Department of Justice is the United States Department of Justice, also known as Justice Department, is a federal executive department, the U.S. Of the U.S. government that oversees the domestic enforcement of federal laws and administration of justice. All right. So you can go into what the DOJ does, but basically give oversight. It's just bureaucracy, different offices. So you have it here. They're bringing charges against the school district of Philadelphia. Let's play it.
The Justice Department is announcing a first-of-its-kind criminal charges against the school district of Philadelphia.
First of its kind.
Criminal charges over the district's handling of asbestos in schools. But the Justice Department and the district are agreeing to a deal to give the district more time to sort it all out. Our Don Timoney live in the news.
And this is, the different hazards in which, mainly Israelites are exposed to, because it's mainly Israelites that go to these different public schools. And public schools is, of course, funded by the government. But within these schools, you have a lack of, a lot of advanced, or even just basic, clean, areas for the students to, of course, get their schooling. All right. And it's a lot of these buildings are are plain old outdated and such. So you have it, what asbestos exposure do. It can be a serious health risk because the different fibers become airborne and such, right? And they can bring different shortness of breath. These are different symptoms though, but you can get the long-term effects. I'm gonna get that long tissue scarring and shortness of breath. Okay, and that's just what Esau Edom is telling you. Okay, and this is the main thing right here. All right. Now, under the UEPA or the EPA, which is United States Environmental Protection Agency, you have it public and private, and non-profit private schools have a distinct regulatory and requirements to protect school students or children and school employees from asbestos exposure. Okay, and you have the different federal requirements listed here. Okay, and they have been in violation of this stuff, right? And you can look into the particulars. We'll just play the video.
Newsroom with the details here. And Don, we know asbestos has been a problem in Philly schools for years.
Absolutely, it has, Jason. The Department of Justice says this is the first time in the nation a school district has been criminally charged with this type of environmental violation, and the first time criminal violations under the Asbestos Hazard Emergency Response Act have been brought against a public entity.
Today, the board will be voting on a resolution from the school district to enter into a deferred prosecution agreement with the United States to resolve an ongoing investigation that commenced in 2020 concerning the school district's management of asbestos.
The Philadelphia School Board commented.
Which during the pestilence outbreak, a lot of these buildings, you could go within these buildings, and there's a lot of work that was seized to be done while most of the students were doing different various at-home teaching sessions via Zoom, etc. The schools, they were to be equipped, a lot of these schools in Philadelphia, with different ventilation and such, especially for even the pestilence itself. But that was very big opportunity for them to even, try to even work with sorting out some of these buildings and such,
At tonight's board meeting after the Justice Department announced criminal charges against it regarding its handling of asbestos in its schools. Both the district and the DOJ say this is a deferred prosecution agreement, giving the district 5 years to address the problem, at which point the Justice Department can drop the charges.
5 years, but the exposure is still continually upgoing. So that's 5 years of more exposure. Okay, until that's corrected.
Federal law requires school districts safeguard their schools from airborne toxins like asbestos and timely inspection and remediation. Asbestos is a cancer-causing substance used in construction and insulation until the 70s.
Right.
Of the district's 339 buildings, 300 are known to contain asbestos.
So only 39 of the buildings are, haven't been found, but 300? That's like the entire district.
It's wrapped around pipes.
Yeah, man. Like, everybody been in the school. Like, I've been, me being, in Philadelphia and went to public schooling. I remember, like he said, he's showing these pipes wrapped with this, this material, this fiberglass or whatever, asbestos.
Floor tiles and in plaster. It becomes a health hazard when disturbed and has long.
Yeah, and it was like the pipe be all leaking and such, and then the stuff just, everywhere, beneath.
Plagued Philly schools. The district now charged with failing to conduct.
So really, this could even lead to, if anybody have any health issues, this could be a lawsuit, okay, for a lot of the children.
Timely inspections at Meredith Elementary, Building 21 Alternative High School, Southwark Elementary, Mitchell Elementary, C.W. Henry Elementary, Universal Bear Charter School, and Frankfurt High School.
There you go.
Investigation found widespread problems.
Shoot, I can confirm. I can confirm exposure.
Asbestos that endangered students and teachers, and in some cases required closure, like Frankfurt High. The report lists 31 school buildings that had asbestos
I didn't even know that building was closed for that. Wow.
Problems from April 2015 to November of 2023. Some schools had multiple areas of damage. In the worst instances, the schools had to be shuttered. The investigation
right,
also
so it's that bad, man. And you can look, Frankfurt, home of the pioneers. And look at this. You have it. April 2023, due to asbestos damage, Frankfurt High School was closed. I didn't even know this. Right? The main building is undergoing renovation and is expected to open for the 2025-2026 year. In the meantime, students in grades 10 to 12 are learning in the school's D wing, so one particular area, because you'll see a little remnant of the students, there. But while the ninth graders are attending schools at Roberto Clemente's middle school. All right, so it says that they getting a 19.9. Let me see if that million. Yeah, to do this repair. Okay. So it's almost 20 million, man. And you had other schools that were closed too. All right, and what they got to do is they have to remove plaster ceiling in the corridor and classrooms. Enclosure of special materials, including installing laminate panels over plaster walls in corridors and classrooms. Unlike sheetrock, this material is easy to clean and resist the damage. Remove the vinyl special tile. And I know about this stuff, man. Because I literally seen this stuff with my own eyes. Okay, but yeah, man. They even said, was demolition of the Frankfurt High considered? Okay, a full demolition and construction would have exceeded 300 million and have taken many years, but gutting the building and rebuilding it from the inside likewise would have taken years, was prohibitively expensive at more than 160 million, the district said. The plan, developed with the investment of 20 million from capital funds, enables the environmental abatement, which abatement goes to strike down the significant improvements, and will allow students and staff to return to the building 2025 to 2026. And that's if all is even well, and even if we even here, but we can see how, like US is down, okay, and the infrastructure is just through, okay, because even these buildings are not even sound. Yes, buildings are considered, like public building, particularly like schools and hospitals and government buildings, are considered part of national infrastructure. So, they are essential for providing public services and support various societal functions. However, the term infrastructure can refer to physical systems like the roads and the bridges and utilities and such. Okay. So you have it here just on the state of infrastructure. The scriptures do speak about the deficient infrastructure, okay, within the United States, and you can find that in the book of Isaiah. I believe it's the 14th chapter, which it says here, thy pomp is brought down to the grave in the noise of thy vows. All right, and we can see Esau in his pride, definitely, and being brought down low, especially with this exposure, okay, that's being done. The U.S. government is going against its own, offices, okay. It says, the worm is spread under thee, and worms cover thee. The worm is dealing with Ramah, which you see worm in Hebrew there, which it goes into the signs of decay. Okay, decay. All right. In which you could see the signs of decay everywhere. You had it, I think even the other day, within, I could particularly speak about Philadelphia. Sanitation truck and Philadelphia sinks. It fall in a sinkhole. All right. It was recent. You could look up some of them. But they got like sinkholes, trucks, falling in these sinkholes and such, you know, which the roads is definitely infrastructure, obviously, you know, and these things are critical, because there's a lot of traffic that's being done and a lot of servicing of within the communities, okay, with roadways and such, okay, but these things are deficient, okay. So, this is just what's going on, with our government and such, and how, they really don't care, okay, really, and exposure is on. This is going to be the Luke 8 chapter, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. This is Luke chapter 8 and 17. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. Okay, so, all that this stuff is being done, like, because I'm pretty sure this has been known, and the hazard has been brought to by, different individuals, but a lot of things are, swept under the rug and, not really enforced, because it's the government itself, and everything comes down to money, okay, and whether they want to pay for it, okay, is the question. They don't want to pay for a brand new building and redo everything. They want to keep that which is old, which, actually I want to look up that particular school. I want to see when it was actually done. Okay. I believe, how many years? Definitely 100 years, I could say. I would think so. Let me see. Let me just guess. How many years has Frankfurt? Yeah, 1910, man. So that's that building been sitting there since 1910, okay? And we're in 2025, man. So it's been over 100 years, man. That's infrastructure need to be cleaned up, man. Okay? And they go into the history. It was actually part of Central, all right, which is a very, very, and highly spoke of school within Philadelphia for, like, smarter students, right? That they look for to go to advancing within education, right? In that system, Frankfurt begun as a northeast branch of Central, which opened in 1838, and it is the second oldest continually operating public high school in the United States, and oldest in Philadelphia. So, man, Philadelphia has a lot of history, and it has a lot that needs judgment upon. The wicked need to be judged upon. It says at the time, Frankfurt High School held its classes in nearby mansion before moving to its current location at 5000 Oxford Avenue in January of 1916. After the move, the school changed its name from Central High School North to Frankfurt High School and added color blue to the original crimson and gold Central High School colors to differentiate itself. Okay? And now it says Frankfurt High School started as a all-white, all-male institution, but began admitting women in February 2016. So, even going to the history, like, these schools and such, man, like, they weren't as what they are of today, man. So, Jake couldn't even go to the school right there. Of course, there's going to be Israelite foreigners that, look like Edomites that went to the school, but, this is in history. So everything is being exposed with Esau, Edom, and his crimes and such, man. And they got a lot to pay for, and the Lord is shutting Babylon down. A lot of you, you Israelites have went to these different schools and been exposed to things that have and put a detrimental effect on your health. But this is Habakkuk chapter 2 and 16. It says, "Thou art filled with shame for glory." As Esau, Edom with this kingdom. It says, "Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory." All right, and the sins are being uncovered with Esau. Okay, all the stuff that he's sweeping under the rug, all the dirty work is coming out. All right, and you have the disgrace that's here. All right, and present. So, that's what it is. Department of Justice, part of the United States, okay, executive branch of the DOJ, as they go into DOJ, pardon me, has brought charges against this school district of Philadelphia. Shalom to the elect.